Carrie Lake spoke about how a lot of these colleges and higher education institutions have become indoctrination camps, right? You send your kid to college, you want them to get a degree, you go to a 4-year university, the kid comes out indoctrinated, right? They're taught to hate their country, to hate everything they've known. And we see this at these Ivy League schools as well. You send your kid to Columbia, Harvard, Penn, the kids come out radicals. The kids come out total radicals. They're wearing keffiyehs, they're chanting on the quad, free Palestine. Like, they basically come out radicalized and hating their own country time and time again. And we've seen this film before. And I put some pictures on my Instagram story last night on some of these college campuses, what we've seen the last few years. And so I've heard from so many moms and dads and grandmas who say, you know what? We don't really think we want to send our kids to college anymore. Unless college is absolutely necessary, why go rack up all this debt? You're 4 years behind, and then you're probably going to be taught by some radical leftist teacher who could be an adjunct professor, not even a full-time professor. You've got some TA who's espousing and pushing their values onto you. And then there's so many moms who have younger kids who say, you know what, we're homeschooling our kids. We're homeschooling our kids because can you trust them to not have access, fully unfettered access to the internet at school? Not really. Can you trust that the teacher's not going to try to indoctrinate or opine on them? Not really. And there's some incredible teachers out there, and there are many teachers who follow and watch me. I love my teachers. I love, love, love my educators. But they will tell you there's some pretty sick educators out there. In some of these Democrat cities, you see videos coming out where the teachers are teaching the kids all about 50 different pronouns, and you could be born in the wrong body. And once you put that into a little kid's head who's so malleable, impressionable, and who's a sponge, I think you got a recipe for trouble, a recipe for disaster. So there are many parents who say, you know what, we're either going to homeschool or send our kids to a school where we have more control and understanding of the curriculum, because you put your kids in class 8 hours a day minimum in front of someone you don't know that well. You don't know what they're going home and doing, don't know what they're doing on the weekends, don't know what they're searching up, and you sit your kid there. And I think now people are having a conversation, these really serious conversations, saying, we don't know. We don't know if we want to send our kids there. And if I have kids someday, I will really think about sending them to college. I don't know. I don't see the upside anymore. And I've spoken about trade schools and learning to be a carpenter, electrician, a plumber. Those are the folks who are going to be making 7 figures. They're going to be making 7 figures in the future because a lot of this younger generation, they don't know how to screw in a light bulb. And so, you have these kids who are going to college, they're graduating with debt, they have no jobs, no prospects, and they're just being indoctrinated for years in the classroom.